Play that Van Jones clip, Rob. You had a Van Jones clip. If you can just play it. You just had it up, Rob. Is that okay? Go for it.
Joe Biden did a great job today, and that was a relief for a lot of people. But it's hard to unsee yesterday. And it's hard to imagine the guy you saw yesterday making it 4.5 more years. And so you do have to acknowledge there is a high likelihood that a Joe Biden victory ultimately means Kamala Harris will be president. So people need to make a decision. Do you feel comfortable? Do you feel good about that? The Kamala Harris you've seen for the past 2 months, I think any Democrat would feel great about.
Oh, what?
You are 100% correct. When it comes to women's right to choose, which is an issue that really the Democrats needed a champion on, she became that champion. She's done a good job. The problem is it's coming a little late. And so sometimes the public's opinion of someone isn't catching up to their performance. So you're going to see now, can public opinion of her catch up to her performance? Her performance now has been great. Public opinion is lagging behind that.
Yeah, I mean,
Rob, can you do me a favor? Get that tweet that Vinny's talking about Kamala Harris and Elon Musk.
Yeah, and people be like, okay, when you hear, and I just want the public, even if you're a Democrat, when you hear something like that, the lying coming out of his mouth, Kamala Harris is doing a great job. Like,
for the left?
Yeah, exactly. But here's the thing: she hasn't done anything. Like, what has she done?
Well, she said the last 2 months.
The last 2 months, she's the border czar. What has she done?
Because you're not wrong, but what she said, at this point, you're looking at whatever you can to beat Trump, and they're saying the number one issue is Roe v. Wade.
And it's not.
So in that, they're saying Kamala's done a good job with that. Is this the one here? Donald Trump would ban abortion nationwide. President Joe Biden and I will do everything in our power to stop him and restore women's reproductive freedom. Go lower.
And you saw what Elon said on the top?
Go lower.
Yeah, what did Elon? Elon said.
He clearly said he would not do so in the debate. Elon said.
Yep.
And then what else is it, Rob? Is that
the community note there was there?
Yeah, above it, because Elon posted lying about the former President Donald Trump's abortion stance. He said, community notes, he basically said, we can't let these people get away with lying, and this is the app that lets them, you can't lie, and you keep trying to lie. He actually tweeted something about that post.
What you have going on with that is, damn it, you took my blankie. Abortion's my blankie. Why did you take that and have some sort of a moderated position that's going to be good? Look, Kamala Harris there's a lot of things happening. Wall Street Journal today, why Kamala Harris would be Biden's likeliest replacement. And getting past all of the gaslighting. They said, fact, donors asked for a phone call and got their conference call and expressed concern about Biden continuing. So not all gaslighting, that's real. That's what happens. Fact, there is ambition and factions behind the scene of unprecedented levels. Everybody that you've seen in there is trying to raise their hand. Gretchen Whitmer actually called the Biden campaign yesterday to say, oh, I wasn't raising my hand and I'm a little bit frustrated that my name's being thrown around so much while you're trying to clarify your position. She's trying to walk both sides of the path there. But there's ambition and factions going with everybody that wants to be there. And Kamala Harris's own team has been privately livid that the DNC has not been knocking down the rumors and the other names running around. And in the middle of it, they're all gaslighting in plain sight and they can completely see it. And there are people, fact, DNC strategist says, are we sure we want to leapfrog a woman of color who is currently vice president? So those are all the facts that are out there. These Dems are in right now a hurricane of trouble led by a lot of ambition and factions and realities. As a matter of fact, we had somebody on the podcast that said something about
Roger
Kamala.
Stone said that about Kamala that they won't dump a black woman, period.
I remember.
Yeah, but here's my question, though. Pat, all the money that they've been raising for Biden, how does that work? I heard something where they can't just transfer it to a Newsom or transfer it. It had to be like a gift.
Also the delegates.
Also the delegates, so, by the way, who knows what's up their sleeve? You nailed it. This next, 120 some days, This is going to be insane.
Rob, do me a favor. Go back to that Elon Musk tweet that you had, which is this is what Vinny was talking about. When will politicians, or at least the intern who runs their account, learn that lying on this platform doesn't work anymore?
Brilliant.
Good for you,
Come
Elon.
on, Elon. Let's go.
How many views did it get? 48 million people saw this tweet. Sick.
I love it.
Yeah.
You're a liar.
Sick. Good for you.
Yeah, you're a liar in real time.
Adam.
Victory for free
couple
speech.
quick thoughts. Yeah, the biggest strength that the Republicans have right now, and the Democrats clearly don't, is one word, and that's clarity. Trump's the candidate. It's no question. He's revving up his base. There's a lot of independents who, the movable middle that are like, yeah, they saw that. They can't be unseen what happened there. And there's a lot of sort of conservative Democrats who are like, yeah, I can't do what Biden did. And the other competitive advantage that the Democrats had, at least over the last 4 to 8 years, was the perceived moral high ground. The famous Michelle Obama, when they go low, we go high. But that all got exposed. That they basically just been lying, gaslighting, trolling, they're calling it misinformation and disinformation and deep fakes. We saw what happened in that debate, and it can't be unseen.
Yeah, but don't forget, though, Pat, think about what's her name, who was just on Vogue, Jill. Good old Jill Biden. She's on Vogue. She's a model now. She's in her husband's ear. She's an obstacle. She wants to stay in the White House, bro. She's the most important. She's the first lady. She wants him to stay. And Hunter Biden is begging his father. He begged his dad to stay in the race because if he's out, that piece of crap is going to prison. Period. I want Donald Trump has to go after him. That's on the top of the list. Top 5. Period.
Yeah, Rob, can you? Well, first of all, she's
ridiculous.
Well, a guy. Can you go to CNN's YouTube channel, Rob? Did you watch Jake Tapper, who had one of close? Go to CNN. Go there. Okay, and go a little lower. Right there. Second video. That one right there. Click on that. So who is he talking to here? What's his name? I can't see the title, Rob. Tapper presses Biden's campaign co-chair. Press skip. Okay, so this is Chris Coon.
Yeah, Chris Coon's the senator from Delaware.
Yeah, so do me a favor. So he questions him at the beginning. Press play.
Night. And I think that was a weak debate performance. And I expect folks in the media, doing unspoil, of course, the last few as president.
Jake is not having it.
In North Carolina, he wouldn't be running.
Go halfway, Rob. Go halfway. He talks about
out of the race. Quote, we'd switch to candidates who would, according to polls, be less likely to win than Joe Biden, the only person ever to defeat Donald Trump, unquote. Yeah. Then the email goes on to show polling from, to be honest, partisan pollsters that shows Vice President Harris, Governor Gavin Newsom, Pete Buttigieg, and how they match up. Now, to be frank, they're only 1 percentage point behind Joe Biden in those head-to-head matchups with Donald Trump. So it does not actually look as though there would be that much of a difference between the guy who has been president for 3+ years and has been spending tens, hundreds of millions of dollars running as a Democratic nominee and the people who haven't even been running.
What are you saying, Jake?
What's your question, Jake?
Yeah.
How does that make your point? If you have Newsom, Buttigieg, and Harris are only 1 point worse than Biden in the head-to-head matchup, how is that like showing some sort of strength of President Biden?
Jake, I may be missing something. You're asking me to explain and defend an email that I didn't author or send out.
Keep fast forwarding. Watch what happens.
Reject the notion that there's actually anything going on beyond just a bad night or a bad moment here or there. Let me just ask you, do you truly think that President Biden is the strongest candidate to take on Donald Trump in November?
Look how he answers it.
I think Joe Biden, two things, is the strongest, most accomplished president we've had in my lifetime.
In his
that he's been counted out over and over and over. And
that guy's 60
can go to
plus
the
years
stage
old
and say, here's my record. In my speech at the inauguration, said I would bring prescription drug, and I would and he's
go until Jake asks questions. Yeah,
he's got investments in manufacturing going.
That's coming up.
He is not to run up.
I mean, he has given fewer press conferences, fewer interviews than any president in modern history. including the previous one, who's now running for re-election. Here. And this could all be.
And the previous one told more lies per sentence than any candidate has ever told on a debate stage.
This is not the discussion that we're having. We could certainly, have that conversation. I certainly didn't particularly care for it when President Biden said no U.S. service members had been killed in the previous 4 years. But moving on from things that were said that were not true, I think it is easy to settle this right now by President Biden going to the Brady Press Center, the press file in the White House.
Watch this.
And doing a 2-hour press conference.
Can he do it?
Everybody would cover it live.
And look what he
networks
says.
Probably would cover it live.
He says he'd
be able to answer all these questions. It's not a crazy thing to expect a president to do. And the fact is, that. The campaign knows that. The White House knows that. That's how you settle this. You just put him in front of reporters, and he handles himself with acuity, aplomb. We all see it was just a fluke. Oh, my God, I can't believe it happened. And we move on.
That's right.
The fact that you haven't done that says quite a bit to me.
Bingo.
Love it.
So wait.
Jake, what I've just said maybe 3 times in this interview is that is what I am urging and recommending.
Right.
I think that the Biden family had a long scheduled family retreat.
The last part he asks
Camp
about
David,
Jill, because you guys are talking about Jill.
Photograph taken,
you have to hear what he says.
Both this debate and the summer and their plans. And I'm encouraging them to add something like that to the schedule, whether it's a 60 Minutes interview or something at the podium at the White House or a town hall. That's not up to me to decide.
I don't know whether it's going to happen or not. You can pause it. So what he asked him, he says, what is your thoughts on Joe Biden's, a lot of people are saying that this is Joe Biden's fault because Joe Biden needs to have the conversation and da-da-da-da-da. He says, look, I've known this family for a long time. When Jill wanted to go be a teacher and she wanted to go back to school multiple times, Joe supported him. When Joe said he wants to be a president, Jill supported him. Okay, which means in this family, Jill doesn't like politics. Quite frankly, Jill doesn't like being the first lady. Jill doesn't like any of this stuff. He didn't say Hunter specifically to Jill, right? Mm-hmm. And so there's a part of that one can sit there and say, okay, fine. That's the position you guys are taking. But Jake pressing him to say, why don't you do a 2-hour press conference? Answer a bunch of questions. Now, here's a question. Rob, run a poll. What's the likelihood of President Joe Biden agreeing to do a 2-hour unorganized, meaning the people from press can come and ask any questions for 2 hours.
No teleprompter.
What is the likelihood that the president will agree to do a 2-hour press conference with people asking questions?
0. There's no way.
Exactly.
There's no way.
So there you go.
Yeah, and you know what's basically happening? Like this whole situation reminds me of being a New York Giants fan for football. Okay, when your quarterback is complete shit. You talk amongst your friends and your friends that are also Giants fans. It's horrible. But to the public, you're like, no, you got to stay behind. You're not going to talk shit about my quarterback. Like, we stand in front of our quarterback. But behind closed doors, we're like, Jesus Christ, Daniel Jones, he's horrible. He fumbles his arm. What is he doing? That's exactly what's happening with that party. Because for like people like that Harry Sisson, 21-year-old, talking about, he's the best. You're the great. You are lying out of your teeth because you're getting paid for it. That is it. You don't believe what you're saying. There's absolutely no way.
Vinny, now you're pissing me off, dude. And I'll tell you why.
Why?
You won 2 Super Bowls with Eli Manning.
I love it.
Okay, relax, buddy.
Against Tom Brady. Against Tom Brady.
Exactly.
You're welcome.
The Dolphins haven't had a good quarterback since Dan Marino.
I got it.
Anyway, I digress. But I have, dude, forget about a 2-hour press conference, Joe Biden. Do a 15-minute press conference. Get up there and answer a couple questions. Do an hour. Do whatever. You have Jill Biden, if you show that video right there, she literally said the following, you did a great job, Joe. You answered all the questions.
She patted him.
That's like saying, hey, on the test that you failed, you answered every question. That makes no sense, bro.
I hate the word.
You failed the test, but you did the Christmas tree and got everything wrong, Joe. We're so proud of you.
I hate the phrase gaslighting, and I hate this word cringe. When people do it, it makes me cringe. Yeah. This video of her going, and what did Donald Trump do? Lie. She turned into a demon for a second.
And look, the reality with Trump lying, does Trump elaborate and say things and sort of hyperbolize everything? Yes. There's 3 words that Trump uses more than anyone. It's the best, it's the worst, and it's the greatest and it's the most. So it's the best economy ever. It was a good economy. You know, Joe Biden's the worst president ever. He's pretty bad president. So the lying just has a little gray in it right there. But the thing with Joe, you asked, I wanted 3 questions to ask you guys. Number 1, do you think he's actually going to do a press conference? Let's see what the poll says.
Nope.
Number 2, do you think Trump will actually agree to another debate with Biden? Because the debate is not scheduled till September 10th. Why the hell would Trump give him another chance to redeem himself? He's like, yeah, he already failed the test. You think I'm going to give him another one? And Trump, you know, he's not afraid to be like, yeah, I'm not debating. Like you saw what he just did in the Republican primary. He's not going to do this. And then here's the last one, guys. Did CNN gain or lose a little bit of credibility after the debate? I would argue that they actually gained a little bit of credibility, especially Jake Tapper.
Well, remember I said this a year ago. CNN is praying to God that Donald Trump wins. So I'm dead serious, Tom. So they'll be relevant. Pat, they'll have something to talk about. Guys, nothing is going on. Their numbers are showing it. Trump wins. That's why the Jake Tappers and everybody, they're kind of leaning like they want Trump because then they could start another 4 years of Hitler. There'll be another pandemic 2. Will Bill Gates
keep ratings by whatever name.
It's all ratings, bro. You don't want another one. Like this guy, it's over, man. It's over, Adam. He's not going to debate. Trump should 100% let him debate again. There's no teleprompter. Let him go out there and dig his own freaking grave, and let's move the hell on from this horrible guy.
A famous poet once said, "You need people like me, so you can point your fingers and say,
exactly,
that's the bad guy.
That's the bad guy, right? You need it. CNN needs
a bad guy.
You know."
Adam,
Tom's trying to say something. Go ahead,
No,
Tom.
I was going to say, Jake Tapper, I mean, you're looking at a man in pain, right? That guy, he was just, did you see him? He was just viscerally in professional pain. Yeah. I'm not picking on him. I'm saying, I think
you're picking on him, but
it sucks. It sucks when CNN, look, he can't win. Tapper comes out and they maintain a certain level of balanced neutrality. I agree with Adam on trying to conduct the debate. And then the left came after him. Why didn't you restate truths for Donald Trump? Why didn't you go after him? The left was all over it, saying that CNN did a bad job. Now, CNN is looking like the guy that said, listen, you know, all I said was I was going to vouch for you. All I said was I was going to help you. How the hell I'd end up in the principal's office if you get suspended as well? You're looking at CNN, a declining network, in a moment of abject pain because there was no way for them to win. And you take a look at it. History repeats itself. The media was behind LBJ until they discovered how many lies LBJ had told about Vietnam. And Walter Cronkite went on national TV and made a comment about the truth about Vietnam and what was going on. And LBJ told his advisors, if I've lost Cronkite, I've lost middle America. Shit. Because everybody trusted the news. Well, you know, CNN was going along with the charade, trying to help, trying to get it there, and now they're the ones who kind of egg on their face, and even the liberals don't like them because they didn't attack Trump during the debate.
Maybe Rob can find it, Pat. There's a video of Dana Bash. Did you see the video? The camera hits her, and she's looking at Biden, and she's like, don't look at me, you idiot. Look at freaking Trump. Is it Dana Bash? Look at this. Dana Bash is like, look over there, you idiot. Look, don't look at me. Look over.
Go away, please.
Because and that's the moment where Joe Biden was like, he didn't know where to look, Tom.
Remember the reporter in Miami? What was her name? The reporter was in Miami. The debate that we went down when Vivek Ramaswamy went right after her.
Kristen Welker.
Kristen Welker. She had no idea
she
what
was
to do.
sitting
She
there
just smiled.
like she had just sat on ice and is just freezing, looking forward, begging a producer to say something in her ear.
If you want to just use the Democratic analogy to Walter Cronkite today, you would argue that maybe Bill Maher probably has maybe the most credibility, or maybe a Jon Stewart as far as the left goes.
I don't know.
Even Bill Maher is basically saying, quote unquote, Biden is going to lose. It's so apparent. Biden shit the bed at the debate. His new Secret Service name is Amber Heard.
Yeah, he definitely.
When you have TDS, Bill Maher, who's obviously not a fan of Trump, basically saying like, dude, what is happening right now?
But he loves Newsom.
You've lost.
Oh, he loves Newsom. He loves
Rob,
him.
is this which clip is this?
This is the Amber Heard clip.
Let's see what he says here.
Go ahead.
Trailing off. I've seen beauty pageant contestants answer questions better.
He's talking about the South Carolina girl.
I love how
she's the best.
Yeah, she is. I love how he listen
I
to
think
that audience.
it's we need education in
I don't want to say
Middle
shit
East.
the bed. This new Secret Service name is Amber Heard. Come on. This guy was bad.
By the way, that audience is just all liberal.
PBD, let me ask you. You said there was the "you'd be in jail" moment of the debate.
Yeah.
What was that?
He said, honestly, I have no idea what he's saying. I don't think even he knows what he's saying.
That was it.
No, by the way, when the debate started and the first time they asked him the question, and in the 10 seconds I said it's over.
I saw your. I was seeing you, by the way, because I was watching the debate on the stage, and then watching you. You look like you were in pain.
No,
the whole time.
This was first of all a part of me. I'm always looking for a good fight. Okay, I'm always wanting a good fight. Like this NBA Finals, horrible. It sucked. There was no fight at all. It was terrible, right? You want a good fight. You want to see what's going to be happening. There was zero fight, but once I saw the way he was behaving, I'm like, yeah, this is bad news for the guy.
Quick point. By the way, credit to Trump, good or bad, Trump could have been way worse to Biden. Like the fact that he was like, the worst thing he said was, I don't even know what he said. I don't even think he know what he said. He could have been like, he could have stopped the debate and been like, what the hell's going on with this guy right now? This guy is completely short-circuiting right now. America, stop. Take a look at this vegetable. He could have completely done that to Biden, but he didn't. I don't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing.
I think that's a great thing.
You think so?
Are you kidding me? Because what he showed was, grace. You know, he showed that he has it inside of him, that he's got grace, and there's a different part of it. Don't get it twisted. He's a brutal competitor, and he has no sympathy for his competitor. If it's between him losing and you losing, trust me, he's interested in you losing, right? But at the same time, he showed grace, and if a part of the strategy was to not seem too aggressive against him, I think he showed it. Massive announcement. Would you like to meet Dwayne Johnson at the Vault Conference? Let me tell you how. We announced our last minute contest, which was absolutely insane. We were together at the cigar lounge till midnight. We had some of the best, I wish that was recorded. We had some of the best conversations together. Dinner at Casa D'Angelo. It was such a big hit that we're announcing the second official Minect contest. Listen up, everybody. This is big. First one was a big hit. This is big, and it's going to get bigger and bigger. Again, like the last one that we announced, there's going to be lightweights, middleweights, and heavyweights for experts to compete in. For users asking questions, maybe you've never downloaded the app before. Anybody that hasn't downloaded the app as of July 1st, this contest is as of yesterday, July 1st. If you've never downloaded the app Minect, you start Minecting. You're going to be competing against other people for Minecting the most with others. A Minect is you ask somebody a question and they get back to you. So there's going to be a lightweight and a heavyweight. Lightweight is somebody that's never downloaded the app Minect, and that starts as of yesterday. You download it and you start Minecting. And then heavyweight is somebody that has Minected before, July 1st, and you also compete against people that were competing prior to that, right? You guys will be competing. Lightweight, middleweight, heavyweight, then you have users and experts, each category. Top three will be what we're going to do this year that's going to be slightly different with this Minect contest. Top 5 of each category will be invited. If you attend the Vault Conference, you'd have to buy the ticket, travel, everything yourself. But we'll be announcing winners at the Vault Conference. You'll be walking across the stage, nearly 1,000 people in attendance. You'll be walking across the stage, and everyone will be publicly recognize you at the Vault Conference. On top of that, first place on each category, lightweight, middleweight, superweight, heavyweight, of experts and users. And a lightweight expert is somebody that's never Minected before. You download the app and you start sharing with your audience, so they start asking questions. First place of each category. At the end of the meeting, when I'm having a conversation with The Rock in the back, you come to the back, you meet The Rock, and you take a picture with them at the Vault Conference. On top of that, you'll be invited to a special dinner that we're having at Minect. You'll be invited to the CEO Lounge at the Vault Conference. And then, aside from that, all of those names that we mentioned, you will be escorted by a sprinter to my hotel, and you'll come to my suite, and we will spend a couple hours together talking, strategizing like the last one. All I can tell you is the last one we did was a massive hit. This one's going to be bigger because you're getting recognition in front of everybody. And even the top people of winners, we're going to put your Minnect QR code out there so some people can Minnect you from the community of Valuetainment and Vault community, which is a massive community. So there you have it. The contest started yesterday. If you haven't started Minnecting yet, download the app, start Minnecting. Heck, who knows? I think, Vinny, how many Minnects are you away from 3,000?
Right now, I am 2 away from hitting 3,000.
Wow.
Hey,
Moments away.
Let's see if you can go pull up that QR code, Rob, with all the people on the. Go Minnect now. Be the first one to get Vinny to 3,000. Send a Minnect to Vinny to get him over 3,000. He passed up Tom. Tom, I think, is only about 20 or 30 away from getting to 3,000. Adam just got to 2,000. So download the app, start Minnecting. Cannot wait to spend that time with you guys at the Vault Conference.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.